All right, we have some late night breaking news as Danny Green is back with the Philadelphia 76ers. A lot of random late NBA news breaking tonight. Christian Wood to the Los Angeles Lakers. Danny Green back to Philadelphia. This is 76ers Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr., and this is why you subscribe to the show, because whenever the Sixers make a move, whenever there's big Sixers news or rumors out there, we bring you the latest, even during the slow stretch of the NBA calendar. So, Adrian Wojnarowski breaking the news just moments ago with a tweet just after 11 o'clock Eastern that free agent guard Danny Green has signed a one-year deal with Philadelphia. His agent of RocNationSports tells ESPN. And my first kind of thought here when I saw that tweet notey from Woj, because it was so random, I'm looking at Christian Wood to the Lakers and I'm like, Danny Green back to Philadelphia, was this, that the Sixers, you think about this offseason with all the James Harden drama, Tobias Harris involved in trade rumors again, Joel Embiid maybe getting frustrated, the firing of Doc Rivers, is Embiid going to want out at some point? Sixers have had a pretty rocky offseason. Lots of drama. Daryl Morey beefing with his beloved son in James Harden. Not with the best look, I guess, across NBA circles. Daryl Morey with kind of that awkwardness with Harden and Harden calling him a liar publicly. Just a lot of ugly stuff, right? That's the point. And for Philadelphia here, it's like, all right, let's bring in a good culture guy who is a leader, has familiarity with a lot of the current players on this team. And I imagine that Nick Nurse is like, Danny, come to Philadelphia, get some good vibes going inside this locker room. You've won 3 championships, one with the Spurs, one with the Raptors, one with the Lakers in the bubble. And Nick Nurse is now wanting to bring in a title-winning vet to come in here and maybe calm things down a little bit. You know, Danny Green is now involved in broadcasting when he's not playing, and he's kind of going to go that route, and he wants to be looked at as like a respectable figure, a leader in the locker room, a good culture guy, and Philadelphia kind of needs that right now. PJ Tucker's taking the side of James Harden. Is Harden even going to play for this team this year? Danny, make sure Joel Embiid is happy that Tyrese Maxey is continuing to move forward with that like vivacious personality. I see what Philadelphia is doing here, and that was kind of my first thought. And I know when Danny Green was in Philadelphia, a lot of people got frustrated with him, right, when he was with the Sixers. And I get it. But look, let's be real here. He was solid. He was solid. Wasn't scared of the big moment. Would take a shot in crunch time, whether he made it or not. He did hit some big buckets when he was with the Sixers. He has intangibles. He played defense, and he hit threes. Playing defense and hitting threes, especially when you're surrounding a player like that around Joel Embiid to space the floor, it's important. And it also helps that level of defense before Joel Embiid. So that type of stuff has a lot of value for a playoff team, and Philadelphia figures to be a playoff team. He was with the Sixers 2020 to 2022, averaged just under 8 points per game during that stretch, 39.5% from 3. That is above league average and very solid, just a tick under 40%. He played in 131 total regular season games, 97 starts, 25 minutes per game during his tenure with the Sixers. And I actually think during that Hawks playoff series, when he hurt his hamstring and he was out, the Sixers missed his leadership. The Sixers missed a guy who, when things could go awry late in the game, like PJ Tucker last year, to step in and kind of calm everybody down. They missed his defense. They missed his three-point shooting. And then he suffered that really ugly injury his last year in Philly in 2022 when he tore both the ACL and LCL in his left knee. And I believe that series against the Miami Heat when Joel Embiid kind of like dove into him by accident. And it was kind of one of those ugly injuries where your body weight kind of gets twisted, your leg goes the other way. And the Sixers ended up actually, it was a pretty good move by Daryl Morey. During the 2022 NBA draft, him coming off the injury, they shed salary to trade him away, and I actually thought they upgraded. That was the move in which Danny Green was involved in that trade to get DeAnthony Melton to Philadelphia. The Sixers also traded the number 23 pick alongside Danny Green as kind of a filler in that deal to bring in Melton, who was really solid for this team last year and actually played, whereas Danny Green, the Sixers knew wasn't going to be available coming off that ACL and LCL injury that he hurt in the playoffs. Now, he did return late in the year, and for a guy that old to still come back from an injury that severe, do the Sixers think that maybe he has some gas left in the tank outside of being a good practice player and a good veteran in the locker room? 3 games with Memphis, and then 8 with the Cleveland Cavaliers when he was with Cleveland. Yes, only played 8 games, but did play about 12 minutes per night, averaged 6.5 points per game, 44% from three-point range. So Philadelphia could use a three-point shooter. They could use a veteran leader with some intangibles, championship experience, a guy who can kind of be the right-hand man as a player coach next to Nick Nurse. By the way, Nick Nurse has like 15, 20 coaches this year. Kyle Neubeck released a picture of all the coaches on the staff. It's actually pretty hilarious. And to finish my point, like, Green can give you 12 minutes per night, and that's kind of the thought process behind this deal. This is a guy who's had a pretty solid NBA career, and he's been in the league for a minute. He came into the league at a UNC all the way back in 2009. He was drafted in the second round, 46 overall. So he's gone on to have a really, really solid career for a guy who was drafted in the second round, starts his career in Cleveland. Then he goes to the San Antonio Spurs, and he was actually a pretty integral player for a lot of those really, really good Spurs teams as a guy who can knock down some threes, stretch the floor a little bit, play some really good defense, and be efficient shooting the ball from downtown. 2012, 2013, like 10.5 points per game, and he shot 42.9% on threes and 27.5 minutes per night, 80 games played. He's also consistently been a pretty durable player throughout his NBA career, and he's with San Antonio from 2010 all the way through 2017, 2018, and then he goes to the Raptors for that year, the quadruple bounce year. Yes, we understand, we know, we remember it vividly, when the Raptors beat the Sixers in 7 games in that second round series, and for Toronto, 10 points per game, 46.5% from the field. He shot 45.5% from 3 that year on nearly 8 attempts per night, and he played 27 minutes per game. He then goes to the Los Angeles Lakers, and he won back-to-back titles. That's the year that the Lakers won the championship in the NBA bubble, and Green, once again, a guy who played a lot. About half the game, 24.8 minutes per night, 8 points per game, 36.7% from 3. And then he comes to Philadelphia. You're thinking, okay, that's that veteran guy who can maybe push the Sixers over the top. Nope, they're still cursed and can't make it past the second round since 2001. But in 2020, 2021, 9.5 points per game for Philly and 40.5% from 3. And then the following year, 38% from 3. So I think the thought process here for the Sixers, you know, for the reasons that I talked about, good veteran guy, calm down some of the drama, hit some threes, play some defense, give you 10 to 15 minutes per night. I think his days of giving you anything more than that are probably over, but I don't hate the veteran presence and the veteran addition in this locker room to kind of fill out the bench a little bit. And the guys played in a lot of high-leverage moments and in a lot of playoff games as well. So appreciate all of you for watching the show tonight. Some of you might be checking out this show when you wake up and you get that notification that Danny Green back to the 76ers. Either way, though, appreciate y'all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and keep it locked here for year-round Sixers content.